people to join us. So, including us. Oh, no, we are present and accounted for. Not only that, we are in costume. So, like,
Did y'all have your costumes on? Send it to shop, Mom.
What?
If they have their costumes on, send it to shop.
Yes,
Mom.
absolutely. If you are joining us in costume today, please email them to therealshopmom@gmail.com so we can see what you're wearing to the stream today. Or send us a text. You can text a picture of yourself wearing your costume for Automotive Book Club Live on this Halloween edition. And that is 830-308-8590. Well,
we're on.
830. We're on.
Yeah,
we have in order to best be able to read your comments, we've got ourselves on down here on the iPad so we can make sure that we see everybody, that we acknowledge everybody, and we're good to go. All right, so first of all, can we talk about my Halloween costume?
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
So as some of you know, I am we are ending on time because I am rushing out to a wedding and I have got to make it. The amount of time that it takes to get there is the amount of time between when this ends and when the wedding begins. So it's just like, you know what? Best if I incorporate my wedding outfit into my Halloween costume, and then I'm just like, all right, well, what goes along with this green dress? Clearly, I'm a fae.
Yes.
For those who don't know, fae means mythical creature or like fairy, which is why my business name is like Pistons and Pixie Dust. Pixie Dust is fae, right? Okay. Right. Does anyone get that? Yeah. I think I'm the only one that ever gets that name. But also, I did not have. I mean, aside from these pierced fairy ears and this dress, I did not have any of this costume. So I just want to give a massive shout out to granddaughter Liliana, who not only handmade me this crown, but also am I mistaken that these wings are handmade? Are these handmade wings?
I don't know that those are handmade. Her mom does know how to make them, although of course, Lily happened to have 3 sets of fairy wings.
She had multiple fae wings. So yes, so
she came to the rescue, and she had to leave just before because she actually wanted to do me as well.
Oh, you're a cowboy witch.
Cowboy witch. So you got it. So
all right. So
y'all
we got.
I don't know if Terry is in. Happy Pachanga. Now we can officially have our Terry glasses.
Fantastic.
Yes.
And I don't know, it's spooky season. I'm just gonna make my typical swamp water, but ranch water style because I make a ranch water, but then I normally add a whole bunch of plants to it, and that brings it to the next level of swamp water. So we've got an awesome stream prepared for y'all. If you did not know, we're going to be discussing book club today. This is the one time that we sort of swap the days. Normally we do our ASE test questions on Fridays, and then we have our book club on Wednesday. But because we sort of wanted to get this started out as quickly as possible, we did a little swap. So this is going to be our last Friday where we discuss a book, where we discuss the book. But yeah, we'll let y'all know what is up. Actually, Danny, would you like to make the special announcement? We have a special announcement as I'm making.
As she's getting ready, the upcoming dates.
Yes.
We're having.
But before we do that, Brian is reminding us chicken timers.
Oh, yes, it is especially important today that we set the chicken timers. Yeah, especially today. I better make it to the wedding. So for those of you that are wondering, I see in the comments people asking you about the swamp water. Also, a lot of people are giving Lily mad cred for this Halloween costume. So just shout out to Lily.
And let's not forget Lily also decorated the fan.
And the fan!
And that's going to bring it in full circle. Y'all are going to find out who's walking away with the fan today. Ooh. So let's bring it on full circle, and we have a winner.
Yep.
Do we have a winner? We have a winner.
We do have a winner. Shop Mom will be announcing the winner at our first break. So stay tuned. You're not going to want to miss this. So
yes. So thank you for Hunter Fan Company, Jan Fan, to make
our favorite fans.
Yes.
And actually, one thing that I did this week, which I'm really stoked on, is actually it was last week because this week I was at All Girls Garage. But I finally got my mini split installed. So y'all have this lovely mini split, which I just love. It's so quiet. The AC is wonderful, and I was like, I need one of those. Finally got my mini split installed. And so I actually, I installed this articulating arm that you can also get for the Jan fan.
I think that's so cool.
It is, so I have the mini split putting AC right to the jam fan, which I like angle at me. So wherever I'm at, I'm just like full of AC. So I don't know. You guys are.
And I don't know if y'all have gone and looked at all the different fans they have. They have industrial fans. I mean, big fans. But they have stuff that's perfect for a shop. The little one is actually kind of cool.
I have the little one too. I really like the little one actually a ton. I use that one a lot to get rid of the mosquitoes when I'm like working outside. You know, which I work outside a lot because my shop is so small.
This is Texas.
So yeah, this is Texas. So I got my swamp water going on. So if you saw, this is the tequila that I'm drinking. This is one of my favorites. Not just because it has chickens on it, which you can see it's got a massive chicken on it. So
yeah, little skulls and Halloweenish thing.
Okay,
well, cheers,
so
everybody's
cheers
asking
to that.
what's everybody
here?
drinking, everything. So let's
let us know. So I got a swamp water. He's got a what are you drinking?
It's a special beer. I'm not gonna say it's a lager. Ross Monaco, thanks, brought it by for me just for the live stream. So
amazing.
I'm gonna Cherry would probably. I'm gonna hold it up there, Cherry, and you can tell everybody what it is because I know that Terry knows what it is.
Oh my gosh, I'm so glad to see. A lot of folks, I don't know if you follow me on Instagram, but you may have noticed that I met someone special who's in the room. So I'll let you all guess who that was.
Yes.
But here is, before we get started on book club, so I hope everyone has given you enough time to get your beverages, to get your books, so we can start discussing Smokey Yunick. Thank you for everyone complimenting my Halloween costume, by the way. I'm really stoked on that. We have a huge announcement for you guys. We're really stoked on this, but we are going to be doing our next happy hour live, extra live.
Yes,
Danny,
really live
give us the
at
details.
the San Antonio, November 12th, the San Antonio Auto and Truck Show.
Yes.
We're going live.
We're
doing a live stream.
And it's going to be the same time. So don't worry if you're not in the San Antonio area or like, surrounding cities. However, like, come on. If you're just like a couple hour drive away, please come down and see us. Please come see us live. Watch us live, but we will still be live streaming it.
And a lot of people have asked, can we come, man, because of all...
Yes.
This is the first time.
Yes. This is
the
going to be our first live.
So
So they're even gonna like set up a little stage for us and everything, and like make you all comfortable with seats and stuff. So and obviously we're gonna have Shop Mom there as well. So the whole
to keep the room straight.
I know.
It's gonna be a big room.
So excited.
So
if you're not, if you're far away, don't worry about it. We're still gonna be live, so you're not gonna miss it. We're gonna be doing ASE test questions, and we're also gonna be taking in-person audience actual questions. So it's going to be really fun. So we're going to be a full hour and a half.
We're going to still focus on y'all.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
We're just going to be live and then maybe some more interaction for people, but we're really not going to just broadcast and then focus on them and not
yeah, and we got to print out more of our cards so we can like give you all autographs. Some of you asked us for that, which are just like, really? But we're just YouTube people, but that's fine.
It'll be fun. It's gonna be lots of fun. So it's gonna be yes. So if anybody's even around the area that has been asking,
San Antonio
how can we go?
Auto and Truck Show.
Yes.
Friday,
November 12th. Friday, November 12th from 3:30 to 5.
The regular time that we do happy hour. So I really hope to see you guys out there. That would be really awesome.
Yep.
So let's hop right into book club. And don't forget, obviously, that halfway through we're going to be announcing the winner of our Jam Fan. So, just
hang in there.
I know. Look at how great
if y'all have seen those videos, y'all already took it over the top.
So
this
good.
Time, just y'all keep impressing.
The videos were so good. Oh my gosh. I'm actually going to try to download them and like share them somehow on YouTube, the YouTube Shorts, so that people that don't see them on Instagram can see them here, because they're so, like
a lot of time spent. It was really, really cool.
We have a lot of talented people that watch this channel. That's all I got to say. All right, so hopping right into the Smokey Yunick book, though, I want to start out with a little bit of rapid fire questions. So while I was reading,
y'all get your smoky hats on.
Get your smoky hats on.
The closest to a smoky hat that I can come up with.
I was like, that's like a very smoky witch hat. I was like, wow. All right, so if y'all are new to book club, and you did not read the first book with us, this is something that Shop Mom and I got a little frustrated at first. Is that Smokey wrote this book himself. Himself with the help of his wife. A lot of grammatical errors, missing punctuation, misspellings. It took me a second to get past that at first. So hopefully you all have like sort of settled into the way that the book is. It's really written. This is so genuine Smokey. Like, these are his feelings. This is his vibe.
There's even a glossary for the words, because the words that are used
in book one, right?
Yeah,
it was book one.
It's a glossary. There's words you may not have heard of. There's words that might not be politically correct. There's a thing right in the front. if you get teary-eyed, if you get frustrated because of words, then this is not the book for you.
Yes.
But if you want culture in a different way, in actually what he was feeling, thinking, drinking, seeing, smelling, it's all there.
Yes.
It is all there.
And if you're just joining us for the second book, once again, you haven't been with us for the first book. This is not something you want to read with your kids, clearly.
Yeah, and it's right at the front. Grandparents, read it to your kids, but you edit it to what you feel comfortable knowing. So there is a glossary on terms that were used back in the day that aren't used now.
Oh, and for those of you that have been complimenting me on my costume, I just want to say that so Shop Mom and Danny's granddaughter, Lily, is in the room, and she's the one that made this costume for me. So if you want to give her some compliments, she is now actually here to receive them. So thanks again, Lily.
One attribution. She has a little one
Hey, don't we all like a little credit for the hard work that we do?
She's like,
and she made this from flowers outside. Like this is just amazing.
And there's like a lot of people have gone, they need a shop mom, they need a shop mom to everyone. Now we have a shop, not now, but now y'all have, if y'all don't have a grandkid and you go, man, I wish I had now you do. So
Lily's in the room too.
Yes.
The family just keeps on growing.
Yeah.
So I'm going to start with some rapid fire questions for those who read the book. Now, if you haven't read the book and you're still joining us, great. You're going to learn a lot about Smokey today. However, if you have read the book, then these rapid fire questions are going to apply to you. So I got 7 of them. The first one is, what is the slickest substance known to a farm boy?
Yeah.
He doesn't know these questions.
The shop
What
mom
is
probably
the slickest substance known to a farm boy?
Because I think like Smokey, and I'm like, no,
oh my God,
that's not a question you should be asking.
Hurtin already got it. Yep.
Hurtin got it?
Yep. It is owl ship. Owl ship.
And you can read Hurtin answer.
Yep.
Scott got it too. Yeah.
Yeah, Scott got it too. Awesome. All right.
And that's how we know you read.
Kudos to y'all. Yeah, the answer to that one was on page
that
18. I know, you can't look these up that fast. All right. Concrete or asphalt? Concrete or asphalt?
A or B, everybody. A or B. A concrete, B asphalt.
They could just type concrete or asphalt.
No, me, A or B, and then I'd be answering.
Yep, 404 not found, concrete. Yep,
Right.
absolutely. According to Smokey Yunick. This is all, from the book.
He's talking about the racetrack.
The racetrack,
Yes.
exactly. And I recently wanted to expand my driveway because right now I have a bunch of cars on the street. And I called up and I got a price quote, and the guy came out and like quoted me $5,000, like this little chunk, and I was like, wow, no, I'll get asphalt instead.
Asphalt.
Yeah, asphalt for me. It's like less than half the cost for and we're talking like a little section that I can barely fit 3 cars in. And then after reading this, I was like, ooh, concrete. Except for, this is the second part of question number 2. So concrete or asphalt? Concrete, except if it's a blank. And this is also, well, that's not on page 18.
I'm
Actually.
going by
The
what
answer to
Hurtin
that one
says.
is.
I know.
Yeah, shop mom knows. And I can read this one.
But
Do we
while
have
y'all are looking for that, Charles did say the camera angle is on point today.
What? We're
Yes.
never on point.
Yeah.
We are never. Okay, I'm amazed.
It looks crooked to me,
great.
but hey,
Yes, I know.
I left it alone. So
So the answer to this is on page 29. The concrete retaining wall still remains as a giant badge of stupidity for the sanctioning bodies and track owners. So concrete, as long as it's not a retaining wall, according to Smokey Yunick.
because he didn't
so did we
invent
get
the
that
track
one?
wall.
I got
They
a
said
lot?
dirt track, so they were thinking of.
Yeah, all right. Yeah. That was a little tricky. Okay, number 3. Fill in the blank. Show me a good loser, and I'll show you a blank. This is one of my favorite ones.
And Shaman got it.
Sean got it right away.
Anybody?
Yeah.
Anybody? Oh,
You got it already?
The opposite. No, the opposite. 401 not found.
Oh, actually, you know what? A lot of people are saying it. Scott got it, loser. For some reason, that came up as censored. I think YouTube is worried that someone might be calling us losers. So the answer to that one is on page 23. Let me see where I got that one.
Robert got it right.
Yes. Example, I was with Herb Thomas racing at Langhorne. He blew a tire with 3 laps to go while leading. He came in, roaring in and said, change it real quick, we'll win it yet. remember this. Be a good loser. Show me a good loser, and I'll show you a loser. That's from page 23. Also, this is a personal question, so I'm going to give you a little bit more time to answer this one. Question number 4. Have you ever worked as a gopher? According to how Smokey Yunick describes a gopher in this book. And if so, why, and would you do it again? If not, why have you not, or has it just not been an opportunity, and would you? And we were asking each other this question earlier, and we both have actually been gophers.
Yeah, and we'll do it again for the right.
And we would do it again. I mean, it would depend, because the gopher, is not like a gopher, like, a rodent. It is like a go for
that, go for
this. And a lot of times they were like extreme race fans. They were paid nothing. Like, they were lucky if they got their meals paid for, and they just went along for the ride, and worked insane hours, and did all the crappy work.
And you got to sleep in the back of the car.
And
You're lucky if you got to sleep in the car.
Yeah, or if you were in the car that was getting towed.
Yeah.
So, what was your experience working as a gopher?
Oh, I mean, I've done a gopher. I remember this one gentleman when I was younger, Raymond, and I would just go and hang out there to go for anything, because he was a racer. Raymond was a racer. He would build stuff.
Okay.
Like, the first thing I saw over there, he had a Kawasaki turbo bike, way back in the day, in the
cool.
78 or something, and he got a black Kawasaki laid down with a turbo on it, and it's like, wow, So I would just go hang out there after work, after whenever, just to go get anything, because he was so humorous in the way he did things, and he was just like I said, turbocharged is something you may have read about it, in the 70s or 80s, and here he's got one on a Kawasaki, and it wasn't a kit. It was a custom turbo.
That's it. So it's the experience, and that's what I'm seeing here. Actually, a lot of people said that they've been gophers, and I actually, 404 not found, I have also volunteered to be a tire changer at a drift track. Just because I wanted to be part of that experience and like meet the drifters, and that was like totally free, and the work was tiresome. But more recently, I volunteered with Toyota when the Supra just came out, and I thought I would never be able to afford one, and I wanted one so badly. And all the new Mark V Supras, you bought them, and it came with a year membership to NASA. So I volunteered with Toyota to go to the NASA events and perform race alignments and answer people's questions totally for free, mind you, just so I could be in any of the Supras.
That's what you do.
And I would get the racers water, and I would change tires and change wheels for a lot of them.
So go volunteer at a race team.
It's experience,
Yes.
And maybe it was a small part of what caught Toyota's eye for me today. What is this?
That's Halloween costume dressed as E.T.
My God! Okay. So for those of you that were not here since the beginning, this is amazing. So if you feel like emailing us and letting us know, because we said, if you wanted to, please come dressed up today. Here we have one of our amazing YouTube subscribers that is dressed up as ET for the street. I love that. That's amazing. So feel free to email us at therealshopmom@gmail.com, or if you're more of a texter, 830-308-8590. Text us a picture of what you're wearing.
Just
if you're Halloween
participating.
costume.
That's awesome.
It's fun. So I love knowing how many people are gophers in the chats, because that means we have a lot of people that are dedicated to whatever it may be. It might not be racing. It might be something else.
Whatever. That's not a bad way to get right involved. On some of the bigger teams, what I used to do stuff for was I would just tune. I would go to the race, and I would just tune it and just keep track of the engine. What did I get? I didn't get any money, but I got the ride there for free. Yep. I got a hotel room, and I got food and drinks, and drinks.
And to be part of the experience.
Yeah, but
and that's one thing that Smokey talks about over and over again in this book, is that the importance of a really strong team, and how sort of knowing each other and being able to communicate with each other is a huge advantage. Because we've got the 4 elements, right? The driver, the mechanic, the money, and then luck. Mm-hmm. And it's but you don't have really the driver or the mechanic, or sometimes even the luck, which is maybe the one thing out of your hands if you have a poor team. I love this book so much. So, okay, according to Smokey Yunick, who is the greatest race driver we ever had? Let us know. Let us know who Smokey says was the greatest racer we ever had.
Come on, you guys.
I know.
Read this.
I know.
It's not that hard.
Hurton says not AJ Foyt. Yes. And the answer is AJ Foyt. Yeah, Hurton is on it. Hurton is on it. Okay. 6. Sorry, we only got 2 more questions, y'all, for rapid fire. 6. Most important thing a winner has to have. So AJ Foyt was on page 31.
While y'all are going through that, there's some comments in here. Folks need to know that Robert Mayorga isn't actually Robert Mayorga, it's Lily. So if you're confused, she's just using her dad's YouTube account to log in.
Yeah.
Don't be surprised that she says she dresses up as a witch every year.
Yeah, that's another thing. Who is it? Robert Mayorga.
Yes. Right. That's her dad. She does not have her own YouTube account because she's only 10.
And I saw Terry's. He had a turbo Kawasaki when it first bike.
Very cool.
You learn how to ride on a turbo Kawasaki. All right. I'll
So most important thing a winner has to have. I haven't seen fearlessness, be humble, a car, good attitude. Really close. So it's desire. So according to Smokey Yunick on page 30, well, what's the most important single thing a winner has to have? Believe it or not, it's desire. The winner is so consumed by the need to win that everything and anything else in his life is second place. No human can keep this up forever. He sort of talks about that too. It's like it's really amazing when you see a racer that's been in it for like 20 years. Normally he says that you're lucky if you get a good 10 years out of it. We're gonna get into that in a little bit, like what Smokey thinks it takes to make a good racer, and how things are so different. That was like one of my main takeaways from this series, that like the series of pages that we just read, was like how different racing was when it first started versus like then when this book was written in 2001.
Oh, yes.
So even more so now.
Now you have athletes.
Yes.
Now the racers are athletes. They work out. They're athletes. They really are. Back then they had a normal job. Then after the job, they went and worked at the race team. A lot of times the racers were the pit crew, the driver to the races.
Yes.
All of that involved. The racing was cool, but you were actually in the pit. You drove yourself to the races.
You were a little crazy.
You weren't necessarily in shape.
You were dedicated.
Look at these old racers in the book.
Yeah,
they drank too much, and there was a different world.
Too late.
Yes, now the car gets dropped off there. There's somebody who starts the car up, warms it up. They do everything. You get out of your trailer, you get down. They're athletes now, and they weren't back then. I'm sure it was pretty tough to race a race after drinking all night and driving all night.
Oh my gosh, no! And plus, the ages of some of these people too. I noticed a huge difference when I turned 30. I was like, I cannot rally like I used to. Not exactly that day, but it's
I
just
can't climb into the hood of a car like I used to.
No. Oh gosh. Even now. All right. Last question in the rapid fire, and then we're gonna get into actually sort of going through some of the important parts of the book, because this one got me. What does Smokey Yunick think is the magic quality that a super driver has to have? And this one I thought was pretty interesting. I'm gonna go to that page because this one sort of I'd say caught me off guard.
Anybody?
I can hear that chicken timer.
I know. Wow. Yeah, we gotta let's move the chicken timer. It's pretty loud. Reflexes, kind of cockiness, probably. To be able to see the air, stamina. All right, so this one's weird. All right, on page 34 in this book, I know some of you are reading the digital version. As I try to figure out what was the magic of a super driver, I've decided that ears may be the ingredient that has the magic in it. Yep, your ears. By the pressure on them, tell you if you're accelerating or the reverse. And I believe now they help you identify the limits of lateral traction, front and rear.
Pretty good. That's your G-force meter. And
then of course he makes a lot of reference to the third ear, which I think, does he mean the brain?
The third eye,
the third ear.
Yeah, that's what he said. But is he referencing, your other sense?
Yeah.
I was with Dave Johnson, but so y'all have to go read what Dave Johnson says.
Oh yeah.
Because
it
seems like especially back in those days.
Yeah.
If you lift going into the turn, you lost. So it's whoever lifts first loses.
Yep.
So whoever lifts last wins. So it's either the wall or you're lifting. So
right. Oh my gosh, and the wall and that so. There's a few things that I want to talk about specifically to Smokey Yunick. Also want to remind people that today's live stream is sponsored by Hunter Industrial, the June fan. We'll be announcing our giveaway winner a little bit later. Shop Mom will be letting us know who won our spooky Halloween Ghost Your Old Fan contest. But so back to the book. There was a few main themes that I noticed that I feel like are very appropriate for today's day and age. And I'm going to try to touch on these with grace and not get into any of the political space. But one thing that Smokey really hit home on for me was like really thinking for yourself, talking about how the reporters and the people that were sort of like highlighting racing, really like made the racing of that time, really brought it onto the map. But then also at the same time did a major disservice. Like we're not always truthful because they just didn't understand a lot of times like what they were reporting on, and they were paid off. And
the reporter with the turbine engine that Smokey got tired of.
Exactly.
And they all for $100 bill they would actually announce the car and the driver in the beautiful Ford whatever or beautiful whatever, as opposed with no money in the palm.
Right.
Car number 13.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So
we're seeing like early on Smokey's take on how the media sort of influences the way people see racing. And he really, while it seems like he is sort of angry at the media in a lot of ways, especially, we all remember from book one, if you read book one with us, how Smokey Yunick feels about Bill Clinton. But he's also like sort of wavering back and forth at the beginning. He's like, is Clinton actually just a good guy? And I will never have a chance to know because all I know about him is through what's reported about him.
Because of the media.
Because of the
media. And it was a good poignant point that even so many years later it's like I said, you can't just take one thing. Read the whole paragraph, what he's saying.
Yes.
And then he said, or was he? He was just going by what the media says.
Exactly.
So it's a very good yin and yang to everything.
Yeah.
And,
because then he also credits the media. He's like, well, I'm grateful these people showed up. A lot of them were true race fans. And you could tell the ones that were true race fans because they were really, they were excited to learn more. They would get a little bit more technical in their articles. And, if it wasn't for the media, it'd be really hard to sort of get racing off the ground and get any sort of money into it.
And it was the money because you needed the money because without money there wouldn't be NASCAR. So you had to have the money. But it was interesting also in the same kind of point was how much the manufacturers would put in. Chevrolet, Smokey had to give away so many cars.
Yes.
And he couldn't give them away fast enough. But yet, he couldn't get a Chevy truck to pull the race car.
Right.
It wasn't in the budget.
And this is crazy. It's like in book one we discussed a ton. How on earth did Smokey get done everything he got done? Because I get tired doing everything that I do and I still think that I don't do enough. And people are like, oh my gosh, how do you get so much done? I look at Smokey and I'm like, oh my God, how is this guy? So,
how can you go on 4 hours of sleep?
And then actually be awake enough to
make decisions, calculations,
communicate well with the drivers, pay attention, a lot of paying attention. It was incredible how he talked about his ability to predict whether or not a driver was with it, or whether a driver was a good fit, whether the driver understood the car.
When the driver was done, when it was
time for the driver to move on.
Yes, we all know that one. I don't know if y'all can.
Yes.
There was a word for that, but and he was good. And how do you even not just function,
but function well? Yes. Yeah. And then also, the interaction with the fans, which every time that I read that, I take that a little personally because I have a really hard time. I seem like a total extrovert, right? But I'm actually a total introvert. And when I'm out in the world, just doing random things where I'm not expecting to meet anybody, it freaks me out when someone comes up to me. The other day I was picking out avocados and someone came up to me and was asking me all these questions and I'm just I sort of freeze. I'm just what do I say? How do I respond well? Oh my God, I wasn't expecting you. I am not good in person at all if I'm caught off guard.
It'd be a little bit different if they were asking about, hey, is that a good avocado?
avocado.
or
Ask me about the avocado.
how do you tell if it's a good avocado? Because then you would just be normal.
Yeah,
And go,
but it's like, oh well, what about this real thing on Motor Mythbusters? I'm like, oh gosh, well, like I don't want to talk bad about the show, but I really didn't like that part. And am I honest, or do I represent the show well, or like, shoot, am I being friendly enough? Like
I just want avocados.
I just want avocados. Yeah,
I don't want to get the wrong answer.
I don't want. Yeah, I'm like,
a-
oh my gosh, like. Yeah, and so and people actually treat me very strange in public. Like they don't know how to react when they see me.
And
it's
people might not
very
realize,
strange.
but
It's very strange.
avocados in Texas are a little bit different. We make guacamole with our avocados. California avocados aren't the same, and avocados all over. I'm going into avocado things. Yeah, I did that. So
Well, anyway, but the way that he was talking about how like the difference between the racers of yesteryear that were sort of like ostracized from society. It's like. These are the people where you drove up to a motel when you were driving from Daytona to Phoenix, and you hide the race car because when you go into the hotel, you don't want anyone to know that you're associated with racing at all, because then suddenly they won't have any rooms.
They were the lowlifes. They were lower than bikers. They were the lowlifes. If the racer came to town, they would have to go around certain towns because they would get pulled over every time.
Every time.
You're not coming through our town.
Yes. Well, because as we learned in book 1, a lot of them were involved in moonshining. And that's where a lot of this started. The only way they could make their money, actually.
I think it was either in book 1 or maybe, but I think at the end of book 1 when a lot of times the engine was freshened up or overhauled at the hotel.
In the hotel.
In the hotel room. So I can imagine them not wanting to do it.
Oh my gosh.
This is Hurton with his daughter.
Oh my gosh. Are we allowed to show?
He's dressed as, he sent it to me. We're sure.
Are you sure?
Oh my gosh.
He's
This is
dressed as the Wolverine.
I love this.
Oh, you got
Hurton is the Wolverine with his daughter. Who is his daughter dressed as?
She looks like Storm.
Oh, we're gonna figure it out.
That is awesome. Oh, I love that y'all are dressed up with us for this. This is awesome. Fantastic.
Thanks, Sean. That's cool.
And
thanks,
fantastic.
Hurton. That's
Yeah. Plus, I
got
love
to see it.
knowing what y'all look like. I love it when you send
seriously,
pictures. I love
his hands.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Scratch my back.
No thanks.
Oh, yep.
We're halfway.
Halfway
Shot
there.
mom. Prepare the winner. Yes, so I want to read this really quickly because this is something that I feel like sort of sums up that point that we're making too. I'm just reading from page 9. He was talking about wanting Chevy to give him a truck, but really at the end of the day, he didn't really seem to want a truck. Most of them didn't use trucks as a tow rig. They used another car. First of all, the other car had a similar engine in it, but no trucks. Trucks were too slow and had no place to sleep. Believe it or not, I did this, and so did 90% of the rest. Well, I'm sort of jumping forward a little bit, but we worked on the race cars at night from about 6 p.m. until 2 a.m. every night, and worked 8 to 10 hours in our own garages for someone else during the day. Most of us made our living at some part of the car business: garage work, parts warehouses, junkyards, used car lots, body shops, wrecker services, and dealerships were the favorite occupations of yesterday's racers. Oh, and I left out the biggest category: gas station owners. So, oh my God, these people worked full-time jobs, then worked until 2 a.m.
At 6 started the racing, and a lot of this, the ground, whatever ground routes of the circle track world still does that today. They work, especially the little dirt tracks, the little asphalt tracks. They have a normal job, and then they go home at 6 and they work till whenever to fix their car because they got to get it ready for Friday to go racing.
For the love of racing.
Yeah, just for yes.
And
I don't know
this
how.
is way different. Like we were talking about, today's racers are more of athletes. They spend a lot of time on their own nutrition, working out, being. Oh, thank you so much, Fred. And they are very specialized, and I feel like I've sort of gotten that way too. As a mechanic, I'm very, very specialized in what I do. I don't really do a lot out of my own little world. But on page 10, the chief mechanic was engine builder, car builder, chassis man, drivetrain man, body man, and car painter. Oh my gosh, I would never want to be all those things, especially not body or paint. Nope. I've been there, done that, and I do not like it. But it actually kind of reminds me of Danny, because he's one of those people that has to do everything for himself. I don't want to learn. I don't want to take time out of my life to learn the art of powder coating or spend money on all the equipment, say, for example. I just want to focus on doing my project, doing my build, take the parts, drop them off to the powder coater. No, Danny needs to do everything and know everything and do it all. Are you a control freak? He even does it with
well,
powder
if you
coating.
can get stuff, I shouldn't say that if you can get stuff powder coated right, then I wouldn't have to do it myself. And then I'm not saying that because there's plenty of people out there that powder coat right. I'm just real picky. I'm just so picky that I just, and it's fun. And that's powder coating is fun.
Then we'd eat a cold hot dog and drink 2-day-old coffee for lunch as we worked. So this is clearly not something that you're doing for even the prestige of it. There was no prestige at that time. That really separated yesterday's racers from today's racers. Everyone knows, I don't because I don't watch TV, but a lot of people that, even just are into sports know the people that are winning in every race, not just Indy and NASCAR anymore. There's more to it.
The racers...
even Formula Drift is mainstream now. Even drifting is a mainstream sport.
And he kind of talks about that a little bit. I don't want to change the subject, about the points.
Yes.
And the guy that came up with the points on a napkin.
On a napkin in a bar.
And to this day, it's a way to keep everybody still,
They've got to go to every single event because it's a point system.
If you miss one event, you don't get the points for that event.
Yep.
So now it keeps you hooked, and you gotta.
Yes. And to win isn't even that big of a deal back in the day. Now you make a lot of money mostly through sponsorships and all that sort of stuff.
But it wasn't worth it to drive clear across half the United States,
For $500.
Yeah, it wasn't even that. Yeah, you can pay your gas and you're there, but you got the points. So now all of a sudden you can get tracks in different places, and
it was like so much more for the love of racing. This was, people were doing this because what's that?
Hurting.
He says, if we have time, could you chat about your visit with Sarah and Tune? No worries if we run out of time.
Hurtin. I hang out with her all the time. I don't even know what.
I think that would be like the best evening ever.
What's that?
To hang with Sarah and Tune. I just think she's like so awesome.
Oh, she's amazing.
She's
actually a good friend of mine. We've hung out a bunch of times that I don't show on social media because I feel like there's a lot of people that people have done this to me before and it kind of makes me angry. It's like there are people that will hang out with other people just to post about it on the internet.
Yeah.
And it's like, she has way more subscribers than I have on everything. And so I never, I don't want any friendship that I have with people that are, more famous than me to be like, oh, here's my friends, let me show you. It's like, that's not what it's about.
Private thing?
So, yeah, I kind of keep, I keep a lot of things like that.
Although I just right now I'm so super jelly because I think that she would be awesome to hang with. So.
No, she's totally cool. We had an awesome time. I'm not sure, what time you mean. That was recent. Was it?
Hurtin's the one that's asking. I'm just saying. I just think
was it duct tape drags? I'm not sure. So.
But we're getting off track.
Yeah.
Yes,
yeah.
All right.
All right.
And
so
the winner
we have.
Oh, I don't know who the winner is.
You don't know who the. Oh no. These are my announcement notes. These are my announcement notes. But they're my date announcement notes. All right, Shop Mom, give us the winner.
As it is printed here, I put everyone into the generator.
Okay.
Gave those who entered using this found blows on IG 2 entries.
Okay.
And the winner is Tal Holloway.
Tal Holloway.
All right, Tal Holloway, are you here?
Are you in the room?
Are you here with us?
Because if not, we're going to go to the next one. I'm just joking. I'm just joking.
Well, okay, so
I'm trying to think which one was that one.
I don't remember that entry. We're going to have to figure it out and post it so that everyone can see.
Yes.
And this is what Hunter Fan Company picked as the winner.
That's right.
Yeah, it was not a contest based on the best. It was just as Shop Mom read, it was randomly generated because we had a really hard time picking out the best last time. It was stressful. So Tal, congratulations.
And then you'll need to send in your contact information so we can actually have Hunter Industrial fulfill their end of this wonderful deal. You're the winner. Happy Friday. Happy Halloween.
Grand dinner, great. So that everybody that qualified by doing all the things they needed to do and the points got put in there, and then instead of just picking, one that someone liked, if you qualified by doing a video, then you were in.
Actually, if you did a video or did anything online, you got 2 entries.
And you got 2 entries, yes. So, but it's awesome.
And we always share them. So
you had some fun. You did a video, and you're getting a fan.
Yeah. All right. So getting back into, and we'll announce you again at the end, and also remind people of our amazing announcement of our upcoming live. So can't forget that. Also, can I just say how much I love this picture of Smokey? I love this picture of Smokey. I love this one.
And I sent you a message on that one. His jig he made to pull
yes.
Yes. amazing.
So actually, fun fact. Earlier today, Danny taught me the art of honing, which I still need a lot of skills and practice on. Take some practice. Danny's honing machine. Oh my god! Who's this?
That's Scott.
Oh, that's scary.
That's
That's the stuff that nightmares are made of right there.
Scott.
I like this.
Okay.
Ooh.
So we're not trick-or-treating in Georgia this year. I'm just telling you right
Oh
now.
heck no!
And he also included, I know we're taking up too much time, but he also included a picture of the girls that he works with in the office.
Oh, let's see.
So
I love costumes. This is amazing. Oh my gosh, and we have Hunter Industrial in the room.
yes.
So thank you so much, Hunter, for giving away a fan to one of our amazing subscribers.
Again.
Again.
I mean,
We're
thank you.
making it happen.
I know.
Thank you. That's just awesome. You make it more fun. We have a good time anyway. We have fun, but that's just awesome.
Well, this gave us an excuse to dress up too, because
Yes.
I wasn't going to otherwise. But okay, I just want to say, because this, not to make anyone jealous or anything like that, because I never want to do that. However, like I said earlier today, Danny was teaching me how to hone, which is really cool. And he doesn't have one of these like brand new machines where like everything is automated. Like it's a lot of, and you'll see, because I'm actually gonna make a video out of it. I don't want to say too much because I don't want to give it away. However, I found out that the honing oil is.
And you even said, "Is it weird? This smells good."
Yeah, I was honing. I was like, wow, the smell. I was like, oh, I was like, is it weird that I like the smell of the oil? And then he tells me.
That's the last of Smokey Yunick's honing oil. I got 55-gallon drum. I got a 55-gallon drum from Tony, the last of the shop when it was done. It's in a VP big drum of a fuel drum, but it's a honing oil, the last honing oil that he had. And he said, "What are you going to do with it?" "I want to use it." And so I'm down to about 10 gallons. I think I have left over besides what's in the machine. And we've been here 8 years, so I've been using it. That's what it's meant to do. Smokey didn't want a museum.
I want to take some of it. Just to have it. Next time I come, I'll bring like a little bottle that I can take.
Some of the old school people that walks in, they'll go, "Oh, I remember that smell." It's the smell of a machine shop. It's a different smell. I wish we could give you the smell we're talking about.
It needs to be a cologne. It is.
It's
a great
and it was
smell.
interesting because he's honing and she literally stopped and said, "Am I weird? Because that smells good." It is like, you're not weird at all.
I didn't know that it was. To know that it was from Smokey, like it was Smokey's honing oil. It was just like,
bring a little
well,
jar
if
and-
that's,
and
I'm
we'll put
not
some-
already
we'll put
planning
some
on
in
it.
there.
I can't not, especially now the 7M's been on there. It's like the 7M and Smokey. I'm just like,
Ooh,
oh.
you know what
Okay,
you
so
can do?
just on a personal note,
Oh
though,
yeah, sorry.
when you go to that wedding after this without changing, I just want to know if anybody else picks up on the honing oil, because it
You-
does have a way of sticking
When-
with
when
Oh
itself.
no, I still smell like it for sure. For
It
sure.
does have
Let's see
you
what
smell
Brandon
like
says.
We
I'm
need
like,
to get little glass vials or something.
I
and
know.
put a couple of drops of honing oil for a thing
Oh!
for anybody who wants some.
What? Oh,
Wouldn't that be cool?
Brilliant.
Just
Brilliant.
it's a different smell. Like you said, it's
Might be our
on
next
you.
weird random giveaway. Just saying.
Oh,
All right.
okay, I'm all for it.
All right, but okay, let's move it along because we don't have, how much time do we have left? Not
Oh,
enough.
that's
Not
right.
enough time. Not enough time.
There's never enough time.
No, there's never enough time to talk about Smokey Yunick and
I think we
you
got
know,
15 minutes.
okay, perfect. That's why I really love book club, because it's like we only have so much time to share our love of Smokey Yunick. And like I said, I had never heard of Smokey Yunick or any of his inventions, even though I've used many of them, before Danny brought the love of Smokey Yunick to me. And it's like, it is just contagious. It's absolutely contagious because like he's such a cool character. He's so interesting. What I love most about him is he is 100% himself. And he does not apologize for who he is, and he is not ashamed of who he is. He says it like it is. He is honest. He is straight. He lives by his own moral code. Now, his moral code may be a little bit different than yours or I's. One thing that we're sort of learning here too in this chapter, and especially at the very beginning when other folks gave an introduction to Smokey Yunick, is that he was known. He had some kind of negative connotations for being a troublemaker or a trickster or someone that cheated. Like that's what you hear most, is that he cheated. But what we're sort of learning in here is, we're going to find out more about the ways that he cheated, how other people cheated, which after reading this and hearing his account, I mean, maybe I'm a little bit biased, but I don't actually think that he did.
No, on an instance that somebody else did a cab swap illegally and Smokey saw it. So then, okay, you get away with that. I did it next. On that instance, they were both cheating, but somebody else was doing it. That, you know, that's one. On other instances, is it cheating if the rules say you can do 5 things? After that, there's no saying you can't do these things.
Exactly.
And he's just looking at air and the way that air moves. And he started, you know, changing the car for aerodynamics.
Yep.
Is that really cheating?
Yep.
You know,
he read the rules to a T, and he figured out what he could do to get around the rules to make the cars better. And also, you know, and one thing that I really love from this chapter, because when I make a mistake, or even something that isn't necessarily a mistake, but that I perceive as a mistake, I will beat myself up for months about something dumb that I did wrong, you know? Smokey here tries a ton of different things. Mm-hmm. And he even talks about quite a bit how, like, sometimes he's like, well, in this many years, I went through this many drivers. You know, it's like, I think in 30 years, he said he went through 34 drivers, which means, like, okay, that's on average more than one driver a year. So he's just like, well, maybe it had to do with my personality. Maybe it had to do with the shitty cars, the shippy cars I built. You know, he takes full responsibility for trying things and not always succeeding in what he tries. And that, like...
And he expected the passion, like you said, the determination, the we call it in Spanish, you know, the ganas to do something. Well, he's all in. And if you're not all in, then it's difficult to, yes. So... Move along. You know.
Yes.
All right.
So back to the difference between like then and now, which I really think is the biggest takeaway of this. I mean, obviously, how the news media can skew things for better or for worse, and how the news media can do good and how it can do evil. I think was major in the beginning, but towards the end of this reading, I just want to read this because it really shows how the sport has changed, how the sport of auto racing has changed. I'm reading on page 25. Yesterday's driver was a social disaster. He drank too much and most of his time was consumed in personal problems, usually female-oriented. He was financially embarrassed about all the time. A poor parent because he simply wasn't hardly home ever. Socially, the guy was an outcast. No insurance possible. No financing available to him. Heck, if you went to a hotel room and filled in the occupation blank with racer, suddenly the hotel was out of rooms. We hid our race cars so Bellman couldn't see them. Today's racer is a whole new ballgame. Probably has the highest social rating going of all the entertainment venues. Who would you like to party? Who would you like as a party guest or business representative? Jeff Gordon or Shaq O'Neal? Yesterday's ace driver got a 50% of the prize money and nothing else. And as a rule, he had to do a little work on the car. Today's ace makes $1 million and up to $5 million plus a lot from the collectibles and fan frenzy junk. Racers take in the millions. So obviously it's a little bit hard for me to read the book because it's like Smokey's words and you know it's a lot of run-on sentences. So I'm trying to yell, but what he's really saying here is it's just like how different these racers have become, and a lot of that too is how the sport has changed in terms of like the fans' involvement and the sponsors' involvement, and even the auto manufacturers' involvement. It's like
without the money, he knew that. Without the money, there wasn't going to be any NASCAR. There wasn't going to be any racing of any things. You got to have money. You know, somebody's got to make money before to take the chance of building a track and doing everything else. And there's a fine line. That's his yin and yang. He understood both sides. He understands that there ain't no money. There's no one going to race. But then he also understood that money changed, you know, the way that the announcer would say something. Money changed who got invited.
Yeah.
You know, and
yes.
and they.
Well, and that I feel like is very, very much true for even, you know, when I'm giving advice or like mentoring people that want to be successful in like the social media, YouTube, or like influencer space. You know, like what's the biggest thing that I always tell people is to always be professional. Don't bring your drama online if you have any. Don't start fights with other people. You know, what would make you attractive to other sponsors? Thankfully, I don't have a lot of drama in my personal life, but which is great because it makes it really easy. But like, you know, there are a lot of younger people that do, and like
of being honest and then not being able to say what you honestly feel.
Yeah, it's like, oh my God, absolutely. And Smokey said a lot about what he honestly felt, and
that
if he
feathers,
was today in the social media space, I'm sure he would be censored. I'm sure he would have a lot of hate. I'm sure he would be misunderstood.
To this day, you can't utter the word Smokey Yunick at any NASCAR event, you know?
Yeah, oh yes,
Yep.
still. And so so one thing that Danny shared with me was how many of Smokey Yunick's inventions I use on a daily basis. For example, we all use the extended reach spark plug, which did anyone know that was Smokey Yunick's invention? Absolutely not. He does not get credit for anything because he was not a likable character by the standards of the sponsors and even the automotive manufacturers, but his skill set was completely irreplaceable. And they needed to keep on coming back to him.
On an example on that, so you got that, and he worked as a consultant for Champion Spark Plugs to the day he died. So he got all that. Now, get this into the picture. This is from the book. Champion gives him a set of plugs. Well, he knows already that they're really they foul out, and this is while he was still helping in the development of it.
This is from book 1.
Yes, this is early on, and before the extended reach spark plug, the regular plug. Well, they just weren't really working. So he liked Autolite, and it was before it was Autolite, and it was I can't remember. Presto Light was the plug. So he liked that one because they wouldn't foul out. But now he's got to deal with Champion.
He's got to use them.
So Champion gives him a set of plugs to put on his race car to race. So he puts them on his car, and he races, and he does race, and he wins. So at the end of the race, Champion wants the plugs back so they can use them for advertisement and everything else. He hung the plugs on wires in front of the radiator to knock off the dirt off the radiator.
He didn't.
So he wasn't
actually
lying. I have them on my car.
He did use them. They were on the car.
But it had the Presto Light plugs in it that didn't fall out. So there you go with the roughing feathers and stuff.
Lily and her dad.
Oh my God!
Oh my God! Wait, Lily's dressed up right now too.
Lily's
That's
dressed up.
Lily.
Oh my God! Let's see. Oh,
look at that!
I love her costume.
And look at Bob.
She wasn't kidding. So so as creative as Lily was, so for those of you who came in a little bit late and do not know, my costume, I am a fae. And for those of you who do not know, fae means fairy or like mythical creature. So this is my fae costume. And that's actually where my business name came from, Pistons and Pixie Dust.
So we're going full circle, and now you understand.
Yes.
You understand?
But Lily, who you just saw, not only did she make her own witch costume, so everything she found at Goodwill, I think, and she dressed it up herself, but she also made my costume. So she made this.
She was working on that?
Yes. As I came in today, she was finishing up this amazing headdress, which is actually all natural flowers from
outside. Those are real flowers.
Real flowers.
Those are real.
Yeah, she made this just while we were honing. She was.
Yeah.
So for, I don't know. I'm amazed by people that have creativity. I think creativity. I think Smokey Yunick had true creativity, and I think that creativity is one of the highest forms of intelligence because it really includes like knowing the limitations or knowing your own limitations, but then understanding everything to a single domain and then taking other elements from other domains and bringing them in basically. So like it is, I think, the highest form of intelligence that there is. Maybe I'm wrong. But okay. So another thing that I really love is a lot of people think that Smokey Yunick was sexist. Well, I think he was a ton of things. Sexist, racist, homophobic. They think he was all the bad things. Like any bad name that you could possibly call somebody in today's day and age, Smokey Yunick was. However, according to people. However, reading through the book, he makes a point about how many female racers there were and how a lot of them were pretty good. He's like, well, the chances of ever seeing one really make it high up, he thought was pretty slim to none. And a lot of it had to do with, I don't know how to say this without getting censored off YouTube. So the cojones factor, I guess. Is that how you say it in Spanish? Yeah. But that, a lot of people think that females were not involved in the racing world when truly they were. And he went ahead and named a bunch of them.
He did.
And I don't know, for those of you that are actually reading through book club, I took time to go through on page, towards the end of our reading, on page 33, it starts on 32. I went through, he lists off all of these names of people that he raced with. And I went through and thought, how many of those names do I know? And embarrassingly enough, not very many. And the reason why I knew most of them was because I, read the past book and started reading this book, and we just sort of started it over again. So, it gave me an opportunity to sort of look through some of these and see a little bit of their history and what they were like. I'm just wondering, did anyone else do that? Also, I want to read this comment from Jessica because I really love this. And for those of you who are wondering who I met up with earlier this week, it was Jessica when I was out filming All Girls Garage in Florida. I met up with Jessica and it was awesome. And I will say, like, Jessica is 100% the real deal. Like I really think she's gonna make it. I really think she's gonna go places.
We're really proud of her.
We're really proud of her.
Honestly, when Faye came in, we could have been talking about a bunch of stuff. I haven't seen her in a little bit.
Yeah,
and
it was a while.
Was how cool.
The first thing I said was Jessica's really
yeah,
freaking cool.
Yeah.
And there's not a lot of people. There are a lot of I feel like there's a lot of women in the industry that want to get into the industry for reasons that might not be because of this. And I will say that Jessica, like, any time that we spend investing into someone, whether it's like, mentoring or giving tips or tricks,
just encouraging.
like, a lot of people have disappointed me. And so I got a little bitter. I'm like, I'm not going to waste my time on other people. Even though people helped me, I was just like, why am I helping people? Like, they're not listening. They're not putting in the effort. They're not. Every piece of advice, sorry, Jessica, I'm putting you on the spot now. Every piece of advice that we gave Jessica, including joining book club and learning about Smokey Yunick, which has probably been good for her. She has taken and like gone 10 times that.
And,
like it's been
totally doing it the right way to one day already you can mentor other people because
that's true.
Like you said, professional in the way you walk, you talk, you dress.
Yes.
Don't go and you actually have a little
That's
bit.
why I said I was like, Jessica's very professional. Like that's one thing I really like about her. She's not trying she's not walking into the dealership.
Did you read her comment?
Oh, I didn't read her comment. Oh yeah, I was gonna read her comment. I'm sorry.
There you go.
I think Smokey has always given credit where credit was due. No matter the sex, race, or if he just didn't like someone, he always gave credit to those who earned it. And that was the comment.
That's a good one, but her next one.
Oh.
Her next one. Where she says, thank you. I actually just got word that the boss wants to move into
the main shop
to the
soon.
main shop. So
That is
that's awesome.
That's awesome.
And it's tough
That's
because
awesome.
you're doing it not for yourself, and actually, you have a lot on your shoulders for the ones that are behind you that are coming on. Because
Yes.
now it's your
She's the
example.
only woman technician there.
Yeah, and it's your example to go into that shop and show the boss, the management, like, you know what? Why haven't we hired more women? Or why haven't it? There, you even have more that.
It's a
working
huge
against you
responsibility.
than the normal guy going in, because you have all this other stuff that your raw talent just alone can't be just enough, because you have and if you're good looking and you're whatever and you're a woman, it's more. It's not that it's your fault. It's just that I'm gonna that man
well, we're
can.
we're getting off track of the book.
But yes, anyway.
But yes,
you're doing really good. You're really good in doing it the right way.
And again, we want to say thank you to Hunter Industrial for a great opportunity to share the wealth with somebody who put in an entry and I'm sure richly deserves it.
Oh my gosh, absolutely. I feel like there were a lot of amazing entries and people put a lot of work into
I saw a
them.
lot. Yeah,
Did
that's
you-
very cool.
Did you
Very
see
cool.
the
Yes.
three? We saw the three. We actually and Smokey was in the center.
I know.
Yeah, Smokey was in the center.
So I'm gonna include Smokey Yunick. So
Yeah.
I mean, it's a good thing that we were not deciding the winner because it would be really difficult.
Oh, there's some people that take a lot of time to dress up their things. I like the one, the eyeballs opening up and the hands coming out.
Oh my god. I like the one that was like a bloody saw.
Yes.
Oh!
Yes, that one.
Oh my God.
Another one. So there was a lot of really good ones that you could tell they didn't just put a couple things on a fan and say, all right.
And this has been an amazing live stream. As Hurton pointed out earlier, we've got 110 watching, 111
Oh my God.
thumbs up, and
This
no
is a big-
hostages.
No
No
hostages
hostage.
today.
Whoa.
That's so wild.
unbelievable.
For a Halloween one, something's wrong. There's something wrong.
There's yeah. I think maybe too many people are out like actually doing Halloween stuff.
And that's a good point. Hit the like and subscribe button. Come on, people.
Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you. I'm really bad at like promoting myself.
I am
I'm just
too,
like,
but-
if you don't want to subscribe, then fine, just don't. But you should. Like,
That's right, because we're trying to get to 100,000.
I'm almost
Ooh.
200,000. Isn't that
That's
crazy?
right, folks.
And then we're gonna have to have a pachanga party.
Well, they actually, so you hit 100,000, they give you a little plaque. I so want the little plaque. I'm like, I've been working my channel since
You did?
2013. I want a little plaque. But I mean,
So let's get it on.
But, yeah, I mean, but it's like-
share this stuff.
but I want, I want all the subscribers.
hard on
I
it,
want
so-
them to really want to be subscribers.
Up to
I don't want fake
130
subscribers.
likes now.
So, another thing. So I want to end on a point that Smokey Yunick made, because this is something also that I feel like I think about quite a lot. especially because some of you all know that I work in like the world of TV, which is crazy. And that is knowing when your time has come to an end. And I feel like a lot of people get, all right, so we're gonna have to finish up. So we're gonna finish up here really quickly on this note, which I think is a good place to end. Knowing when your time has come to an end. Obviously, in TV, it's a hell of a lot different. It's a heck of a lot different than in racing. In racing, you come to the end of your time, and as Smokey has pointed out multiple times, it can be fatal. So it was really interesting how Smokey sort of noticed that courage came in all different forms, and somehow he found that the courage of someone to quit when they knew it was their time, or even quit before they knew it was their time, was also. He gave a ton of credit to that form of courage.
Because that was rare.
Yes.
That was.
Because you get sucked up in it. You get sucked up in it, and I know. I'm thinking that there's just like. A ton of people I know in a bunch of different worlds are just like, you've already hit your prime. Now you're just holding on to it. It's like, let go, and people will remember you better. In this case, it's let go. You're gonna die. You're gonna, because your memory's going, or your reflexes are going.
If the reflexes
or you're getting
slow
that
down just
seat
a little.
gap.
Yes, the seat gap.
Which was a dictionary term from our last book. So, So on that note, let's talk about once again the next times that y'all are gonna see us. And we'll also give one final congratulations to our winner. Shop Mom, will you please remind me of the winner's name?
Tal Holloway.
Tal Holloway. Congratulations on your UGN fan. You're going to reach out to therealshopmom@gmail.com and you're going to let us know what style fan you want. Because there's a whole bunch of different types. So get on the Jan fan website and figure out, do you want a massive pedestal fan like that? What is this? What is this? Spooky! Who is this? What is this?
It's ET, and ET now has a company. I'm not sure who it is.
Oh my goodness!
Folks have to give me a little bit of an explanation when they send stuff.
I love y'all.
Yeah.
This is I love everyone that dressed up for the live stream. This is great. I'm glad we dressed up for the live stream. So yeah, you get your pick of whatever Jan fan you want. If you want the massive pedestal fan, if you want the wall mount fan like I have.
They have one that's a fan, and it's
they've got
ground,
one that rolls around on the
mobile
ground
fan,
and
I
has
think they call
wheels.
it.
And then there's also the small 12-inch, which is awesome. I use the 12-inch, the small fan, the portable fan, and the wall mount, and obviously this is the pedestal fan. Whichever one you want, you can have. So let us know.
How cool
and
is that?
also, don't forget.
Really, yes.
Actually, you know what? When they enter, they have to put their shipping address, so we don't have to remind them of this.
Okay.
So,
Lillian
for
Van
next
Diver,
time,
Scott's apparently related to more race people.
What?
Scott Van Diver has sent. Remember his cousin?
Mm-hmm.
He sent this to you guys right now.
Oh my gosh, very cool.
I don't think we can turn
So
it.
we have some people in the room that are actually like related to.
It
Can I-
changed
So
it to.
So did she
Look
race?
at that.
Yeah.
Oh, that is so cool. Yeah, he listed. I think
staying
it was
that way.
on page. And then I gotta get out of here. I don't want to be late.
Yeah,
for
you're
the
gonna be
wedding.
late for the wedding.
All right.
But he did list. I forget what page it was, but in this chapter of reading, he listed quite a few women that were racers, which I thought was pretty cool. So I'm sure y'all noticed that, but he listed off 3 women. I think it was 3, right? 3 or 4 women who were prominent racers back in the
And
early
one was
days.
really, well, not just one was really good, but one was actually, he said it was really good.
And that's amazing, because knowing what we know now about yesterday's racers, they had to have passion and commitment. And, a lot of times, I saw someone say earlier in the comments, like, I know so many female technicians that are better than men. I don't think that's because in general women are better than men as technicians. I mean, maybe it does, but I think that's probably unlikely. What I think is that a lot of men are sort of pushed into that position of technician or anywhere in the trades because it's where they naturally sort of seem to lie. No woman that I've ever met in my life has ever been told by a guidance counselor, wow, you're great in science and math. Wow, you're a great problem solver. You'd be great for the trades. Normally, I see that same desire, as Smokey Yunick says about good racers, like the female going into the automotive industry really has to want it. And that desire, I think, tends to make them better, if that makes any sense. Than the random dude that's just like, well, I guess I'm just going to do this for a job since I didn't get good grades in school, or whatever, which I think is dumb, because I think you have to be really smart in order to be in the trades, and I hope that paradigm is shifting. I hope that we help to shift that paradigm a little bit. But more importantly, as we close, I wanted to talk about the next book club meeting and our reading assignment for then. Because I have a couple different options for how many pages people want to read. I wanted to sort of gauge the room and see
how fast y'all want to go, or how?
Yeah, was this too much reading for this amount of time? because our next book club we're going to be doing on November 17th. That's a Wednesday, and it's going to be our normal Wednesday time at 5 o'clock. So we're going to be returning to book club on Wednesdays.
Okay.
So are people okay with reading at a couple different options? I was thinking that we read either to chapter Society of Heads Up Basses on page 77, or we could do the cover of Saturday Evening Post, page 55, for the 17th. So that's just going to depend on what y'all think, what your pace is. I know a lot of us are like super busy. A lot of us work in the trades. A lot of us are putting in those hours. So sometimes it's hard to find time. A lot of us are full-time parents and we work in the trades. So would y'all want to read to page 77 for the 17th, or would you be happier reading to page 55 for the 17th? Either way, we will be meeting on.
We will most definitely go to at least 55.
We will definitely do that. Yes. Yes.
77?
Yeah, I heard him suggesting 2 chapters, you know.
Yeah.
Heard you say 77 would.
Yeah, I thought 77 was good, but I also just want to see, because I don't want to lose anybody, and I want to make sure that everyone. I mean, this is hard reading because, you know, as I mentioned earlier, we have a lot of spelling errors, we have a lot of grammatical errors. We're definitely reading in old racing English, as it were. Shop Mom's got a phone call, and you know, it's dense. And I know that I personally like to spend a lot of time researching everything. So if folks are just like 55 is good, I'm cool with that as well. It just gives me more time to research all the names and all the places and learn about concrete versus asphalt, which is interesting. But let us know. So we'll see. So far, we only have one answer, which is 77. So that's going to be it if I don't have any more input from y'all. But way more importantly is that our next live stream is actually live, not just here on YouTube, but also in person. So
much fun.
Yes, that is November 12th. That is Friday, November 12th. We're going to be live at the convention center in downtown San Antonio at the San Antonio Auto Show. So please come and see us. We'll be live streaming it. So if you can't, don't worry, you won't miss it. We're going to be doing ASE test questions. I've got a couple prepared already, but we're also going to be taking live questions from the audience. Shop Mom.
Well, I want to just say, because we do need to wrap this up. I think TR, our brother Terry, has said it. Peace and assembly grease everyone. See you on the 12th. Love to Shop Mom, Danny, and Faye. Thanks for keeping us company in 2020 and 2021. Looking forward to another year with you all. Terry, awesome.
And hopefully we will continue not to disappoint. We're going to continue Automotive Book Club Live, as well as our Friday night happy hours ASE test questions.
Give that
thank you, Fungal Spore. Happy Halloween.
And for those who don't know, Cassandra used to be Farmer Girl of Chickens.
Farmer Girl of Chickens is in the room?
She's been in here, but she
thank
goes
goodness.
by Cassandra now. So.
Well, we will always know her as Farmer Girl.
Yeah, but now I'm going to have this mental image of Elvira. Because of Cassandra, because that was her real name. And so
I didn't know that.
I got this whole mental image of Farmer Girl of Chicken.
A little tip is just going to be that in San Antonio, if you want to go down there, they're lighting up for the holidays the Riverwalk.
Oh, totally.
So even if you come for the live stream,
if you're coming from far away,
hang at the Riverwalk.
It's going to be fun.
Yes, they're lighting the whole San Antonio Riverwalk. If you've never seen it.
And Faye's going to be late.
Okay, and we're out of here.
Yeah, I'm going to be late. So we're going to go. But most importantly, though, it looks like everyone, our only response is page 77 for the 17th. So one last time, we're just going to let you know that we are starting on page 37. We are reading to page 77 for the 17th. Our live stream on the 12th is going to be ASE test questions. And if you come in person, you can ask us a question live from the convention center. So,
I need a little bookmarker.
Smokey Yunick. And also thanks for the very special, you know who you are, thanks for the very special birthday gift of a signed Smokey Yunick postcard, which is now framed in my shop. So anyway, peace and assembly grease, and we hope to see you all. I mean, I know some of you are overseas, but we hope to see as many of you as possible live on the 12th at the San Antonio Auto Show. Peace and assembly grease.